No, not Mr. and not Spiers.
Spiers.
Spiers, yes, you got that right. Who have I got?
It is Spiers.
It is.
Understood. James Gatwood's my name, from the Fixated Person Unit. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad. Mate, you just rang up for Matthew Reason.
Yes, I did, because he's involved with Duke Wisconsin.
Right, yep.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to talk to you guys.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about?
Well, I'm a little bit concerned about the way this whole arrest happened, and I'd like to know why this warrant was issued.
There's no warrant. What do you mean? He was arrested.
It was a warrant used to impact his corrective services order.
Well, that's corrective services.
Well, he was on a corrective services order, had organised things with Picton Court, and then you guys come through Narellan Court. Now, I have Picton Court admitting to me they made no action against Dewar, so it had to have come from Narellan. So you guys went into Narellan Court and organised a warrant to enter his premises after threatening him over a rightful attendance to a shrine.
You're getting a lot of third-hand information here, I think.
Well, how do I get the third-hand information when Dewar was doing that work for me?
Yeah, you're getting third-hand information here. I don't think you understand exactly what happened.
I sort of think I do. You tried to stop a war memorial event going against our human rights. We
didn't stop a war memorial event.
Well, why did you order him not to attend on the 31st?
He was given a public place restriction.
Based on?
I don't believe that has to be discussed.
Right, okay.
With
I
you
understand
being
where
not
you're coming
involved.
from, because you're trying to defend your position when you know you've failed.
Well, that's your opinion.
Well, I can see the international laws in front of me. I can see The Hague. I can see Human Rights Commission Act 1981 on the table.
Stephen, have you ever taken anyone to The Hague?
The Hague is in your courtrooms. Yes, I have.
Have you ever taken anyone to The Hague?
Courtroom. I know that you're tied to the International Association of Police Prosecutors, which is based in The Hague.
And you've taken people to The Hague, have you?
No. Why would I take people to The Hague when The Hague applies inside a New South Wales courtroom?
Right. Okay.
You understand
so you've never taken anyone to The Hague.
Why would I take someone to The Hague when the Hague law applies inside a New South Wales courtroom?
No.
So you're denying the Human Rights Commission Act 1981, are you?
I'm not denying anything. I'm just saying, if you're going to throw The Hague at me, I'm asking you.
It applies in your New South Wales courtrooms because your federal government is obligated to those treaties. So your courtrooms run like that.
Okay, but you haven't answered my question. Have you ever taken anyone to The Hague?
Why would I want to take someone to The Hague?
Well, you just said, you'll be in The Hague.
No, I said The Hague applies. I didn't say I would take you physically to a foreign country when The Hague applies here in this country.
Right.
Okay, so that's the one clear thing that you need to understand, is that human rights laws and international law actually apply inside Australia. Okay? You're a foreign military occupying power in this country that lowered our Admiralty ensign on the 1st of March 1967.
But that's your point. You can't say that we're a foreign military.
Yes, I can.
You've
got a foreign crown on your shoulder. It's not the crown linked to the Shrine of Remembrance in Melbourne.
That's your
it's not
belief.
linked to King George V. It's not the King of Australia. It's a foreign crown introduced here in 1953 after Nationality and Citizenship Act 1948.
May I speak, please?
Yeah, of course you can.
But the Imperial Crown and the St Edward's Crown have no bearing on whether the New South Wales Police is a foreign military.
Oh,
absolutely not.
Are you kidding me? You've got a crown on your shoulder, which is your line of authority to give you rule of law.
Okay,
your Attorney General is obligated
to.
So are you telling me flat out that you're not obligated to a line of authority?
I need you just to take a breath.
I would like you to listen.
I am listening, but I'm also trying to talk.
Obligated to a line of authority.
Stephen, may I speak, please?
Yeah, I asked you a question.
No. I'm speaking. I'm returning this phone call to
This is
you.
the way the police act. I asked you a question. Are you refusing to answer my questions?
Okay, well, let me answer your question in this way.
Are you
The Imperial
refusing
Crown
to
and
acknowledge that a line of authority needs to exist?
the Imperial Crown and the St Edward's Crown form part of the Crown Jewels. You're arguing about a hat, Stephen.
No, I'm not. I'm arguing
You are.
about a line
Stephen,
of
you're
authority.
arguing
You
about
want
a
to
hat.
turn it into a hat? You've made the gravest mistake.
Why?
Because
It's
there
not-
is
it's
a lot
it's
more
a hat
behind
on
a hat.
So you say.
So I say?
Yeah.
I can prove it, mate.
I've
Okay,
read
and I
your
don't
proof.
need your
It's not
ignorance.
proof. It's no. I've read it. Hang on, it's not ignorance. I've taken the time to read what you have written.
What did I
I've
write?
read it. I'm sorry?
Where did I write something?
Of Realm and Man, I've read it.
Oh, you've read it. Okay.
Don't speak to me like I'm someone who has no idea what you're talking about,
I
because I do.
appreciate
And
the fact that
and
you've
I don't.
actually
No.
looked at my
And
work.
please don't spit legalese at me either.
I'm not speeding legalese at you
I've read it.
because your crown was forged in a Bible. Genesis 37:9 formed a realm. So if you want to go down that
Again,
path, I do know how
still
realms
talking,
are formed.
Stephen, we're still talking about a hat in the UK.
No, we're not. We're talking about
are.
a shrine in Melbourne with a big stone in the middle of it, anchored on the ground by the stars.
Which gives you
A line of authority.
a line of authority to be king.
No.
No,
To be
you're not king.
occupied people as prisoners of war in this occupied territory called a United Nations Trust territory as per the Nationality and Citizenship Act 1948.
And that's why people take their oath of allegiance to you.
That's because they want to change their country.
Right.
And I have the ability to stand up in your courtrooms and question those judges as to their line of authority. Now, I will ask you very clearly.
And because of that, you're the king.
No, not at
You're
all.
not.
I would never
You're not the
call
king.
myself the king. I've had the police turn up to my own home and question me over this.
A lot of people call you the king.
That's their prerogative. And that,
Yep. And you allow it to go ahead.
correct.
So you're the king.
No. A king needs to be coronated.
Right.
Right.
Have you ever heard the term compassing before?
Sorry?
Have you ever heard the term compassing?
Compassing, as in a moral compass?
No, the offence of compassing.
So we're talking about Essa here in the Bible. Laying
No,
the
I'm
moral
asking.
compass down in the
You could
ground?
just say you've never heard of compassing the offence. Have you ever heard of it?
No, I haven't.
Right. Okay. I would suggest, Mr. Spiers, that Spiers.
Don't call me Spiers, and I'm not a mister.
What are you? Sorry.
I'm a man.
Okay.
Okay, you can just call me Stephen. It's my Christian name. It's the one that God
If you
gifted
prefer, I'll
me.
call you Stephen. I'm just trying to extend you some politeness.
Yeah, I understand that, but what I'm trying to ascertain is, I mean, Dewar has been screwed over. Okay, we'll give that a given.
Dewar has what's happened to Dewar is of his own making.
I
Stephen,
understand that in parts because of his corrections order, and I warned him very clearly to go and see his corrections
And I did
officer,
too. I begged him to go and see his corrections officer.
because I'm not here to break the law.
No. And
I'll
I'm
do
not
that
suggesting
straight off
no,
the
and I'm
top.
not. And I'm not
Progressive
suggesting
people
you are.
have an ambition to return our country to proper law.
And that's fine.
And we
That's
don't do that
absolutely
by
fine.
breaking the law. And this is why I did warn Dewar about the repercussions of not visiting his corrections officer.
Absolutely.
Okay,
And that's
so-
right.
And that's where I would like to make you aware that I'm not here to say, don't follow, don't do, argue against.
No.
Because
No,
it's
no.
not the right way to go.
Y-
Okay, and I do have standing here. I can speak very well for what I found out.
Right.
Those books that you've been reading have been sent to everybody in the top reaches of government, and it's caused all of them to go silent. So you've got to now appreciate that 13 years of silence from the Attorney General, Governor General, Prime Minister and Cabinet, Prime Minister, Attorneys of State, Governors of State, etc. For 13 years, they've been silent.
Can I speak frankly with you?
Yeah, of course.
There is no conspiracy against you or Dewar. There is no conspiracy
No,
against
I don't think there is.
There's no
I don't
conspiracy
think there
against
is
the
from
United
your
Kingdom
point
of
of
Australia.
view. I do
Nobody
not think,
cares. We literally don't care what you guys do. I couldn't care less. If
you know why?
If you guys want to have your group, I think that's great.
Do you know why?
Why?
Because it's 110% lawful what we're doing, and you know it.
Well, no, I don't. I completely disagree with you. But
we
that's
can
fine.
go to
We
our
can-
shrine. Do you want absolute confirmation of what we've done to be true? We did the same thing in the Melbourne Shrine on COVID event, and the police allowed it to occur. The police removed the media from the shrine so that we could hold our event. The police in Melbourne joined in on our minute silence. Whereas compared to you guys at Hyde Park in Sydney, you desecrated our Anzac. You shat all over our shrine. You didn't join us in a minute silence. Does that make you feel good that you shat all over your Anzac?
How did that happen?
Well, you had snipers at Hyde Park.
No, we didn't.
You're telling me that little green laser flashing around on the ground in the video isn't a sniper's laser?
You are absolutely incorrect. I can't be any more.
Why was there SWAT teams and armed force at the shrine?
There was no armed force at the shrine.
We've got video of it.
There are police at the shrine.
So why are they clad in military hardware?
They're not clad in military hardware.
You don't clad in themselves wearing all that hardware, military hardware?
No, they're called arms and appointments. Police have arms and appointments.
Oh, so you've got a nice word for the military hardware.
Well, I have a gun. Is that?
Yeah, no, that's not military hardware. We're talking about. You've had a gun for how long? Sheriff holds a gun too, doesn't he? So
no, he actually doesn't.
Irrelevant.
The sheriff doesn't hold a gun.
Yeah, because you've relegated him down to Admiralty Marshal instead of Sheriff of the land.
Again,
too.
Again.
Okay, but the military hardware I'm talking about is the full vests, pepper sprays, batons.
I have all that. That's all. I'm a detective and I have all that stuff. They are called arms and appointments. Yeah,
and it's a nice way of saying we're militarized.
Well, we can call it.
Either way.
We can call it a tube that shoots hard things out of it.
Either way, you don't have a problem with us respecting our Anzac and attempting to return this country to proper law.
I literally couldn't care less.
Right,
you can do whatever you like.
Your main concern
as long as it's done within the bounds of the law.
So your main concern here, because the police here arrived at my home here with the same concern, I gather, is the incitement of violence.
Yeah.
Right. So turning up to an event and then having a bunch of idiots that don't know what we're doing try and join in.
Yes.
Can I give you a name to go and look up?
Absolutely.
Because this is the guy that fucked everyone.
Yeah.
On Facebook, you'll find his name's Brett R. Payne.
Oh, yes, I know him. That's okay.
I've done a lot of research on how he's fucked my group internally.
Yeah.
Now, he rang the media and told the media it was an anti-mask event.
Yeah.
Right. We were putting together a consecration of a flag and honouring our Anzac properly at law. We had no intention of disobeying any federal stuff.
No, I know that you as a group don't want to do that. I understand.
We're wearing masks and stuff. We don't care about that stuff.
No, I know. I know that was incorrect reporting.
Payne has dragged the whole entire lot into a dismal disarray of bullshit.
Yeah.
Instead of honouring our Anzac, and Bible law says to me to honour your dead. So even the police is dead. Even though you're a foreign occupying power in my land, I'm still there to respect your dead.
Okay.
The Bible says to respect your enemies dead as well. Okay, so this whole turning it into an anti-mask bullshit event really pissed me off.
I understand.
I want you guys to understand that we went there in peace.
I know,
To
absolutely.
do a specific thing for our Aussies on Australia Day, which is the last Friday of July.
Yeah.
Okay, your Australia Day is Hague for War on Land.
Right, okay. We're going off topic here a little bit.
But that's the main point here, is that I'm trying to ascertain with you that we don't want to be belligerent.
No, and that's what I'm trying to tell you as well. It's not that we care about what you guys do. It's not. You have your group.
Yep.
You know, the days that you had on your was it the 31st of July?
And we did that in every capital city, not just Sydney.
And some, you know, some of those days look lovely, no doubt. They look really nice. And I think, was it Twiggy Lee? Her service
smoking ceremony with the blackfellas, that was my doing and everything.
Yeah, it looked lovely.
All right, when you look at me in jail, I went through smoking ceremony in jail with the blackfellas.
Let me just finish up here a little bit.
Yeah.
if you're going to have those days, if you're going to have a certain number of people, there are, laws in each state that relate to large gatherings of people.
Yeah, but when you look at the international laws, when it comes to a war memorial event, it's exempt. Okay, so
that's fine, but this is where you're going to come under problems.
This is where I'll fight, because you're obligated to the Human Rights Commission 1981.
And this is
Article
where
18 and Article 19.
This is the fight. If that's the fight you're going to take up, then understand that these are laws that the police will enforce. I'm not saying that this is what we're going to do.
I comprehend that, but what I'm saying to you is that only applies at that shrine.
Yeah.
Right? It doesn't apply anywhere else. So if they were to do it, there's only 2 places in Sydney that they can do this without you interfering. One is Martin Place at the shrine where the son and the father stand back to back before Queen Victoria. And the other place is in Hyde Park in the King's Park. They're the only 2 places that are exempt from this because they're war memorials. And the only reason we can gather there is to honour those Anzac properly. Right? And that's what I'm saying. That's what we did on the 31st, and that was recognised in all the other states. If we were to go into George Street and act like those fuckwit BLM idiots, I'd expect pepper spray.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean?
Now that brings me to the other issue, is your sort of group and your ideology is going to attract nut jobs.
Trying to deal with it, very much so. And this is why I warned you about Brett, because Brett is the one that is dragging these nut jobs to this. And that's why I'm super cautious about this, believe me. Sure. And that's why your sort of ideology is going to come under notice from organisations such as ours. Yeah, I completely comprehend that, and that's why I'd like to be on the front foot with you rather than on the back. Yeah, and that's fine. And that's something that I mean, I was originally speaking to Jura about. I tried to explain to him that was the reason why we have an interest, not because we have a problem with your ideology or anything like that. It's just the ideology will attract. Mate, I'm 110% on the same page with you. And I think that's why you might find Jules having some hard time in custody as well, because I've told him to pull his head in a bit. Well, prisoners, mate, the big problem is morning about human rights abuses as well, because they kept him in a cell for 17 days straight. Yeah, I think their concern is because correctives hold the same view that the ideology that Jua has is exactly the ideology that prisoners want to hear. Well, I found different, because I got sent to jail by David Halpin in Lismore. I spent 86 days in jail for recording in a courtroom. Yeah. Right? And then when I got in there, I suffered the same shit that Jew going through, mental health abuses. They tried to threaten the drugs on me, and they realised that I wasn't there to stir shit. Yeah. So they let me into general population, and I minded my own business. I just went to the corner and read my Bible every day. And I think that's it. That's what I've been trying to impress on Dewar, so that he can get out of this mental health unit and just sit in general population for now. Yeah. Because I'm 100% with you. What they're seeing is he may cause a riot in there by causing them to rise up. Mm. You see you know exactly what I'm saying. You know, so there are a lot of things that if he was to be let into general population, what's that going to cause? And that's what the jail is thinking. Yeah. Right? So what I'm trying to get Dewar to do is just realise, shut your fucking mouth, get your Bible, go and sit in the corner and read it. Yeah. Right? We're on the outside supporting him. Yeah. Because he's stupid the way it's gone, and I reckon we can beat everything that you guys have done. And that's fine. And that's something that I mean, that's as long as I know that you weren't trying to stop an Anzac Memorial event, your only concern was that Brett Tards were going to come and fuck that all up. No, that was never going to happen. Right, so it basically comes down to the only reason it was shut down at the end. The only reason it was shut down at the end was because of the COVID laws. Yeah, because they got too many people there for New South Wales. Yeah, they got too many people. Yeah, 20 people. Well, we breached that in Melbourne, and the police backed off because they were obligated to those international laws. So if you want to use that as an excuse, I've got Melbourne as a demonstration on video.
Can I tell you right now that simply because police don't enforce a law doesn't mean that it proves your point? So, and I think that's where Dewar came unstuck. He thought
I think I've played this game for 13 years, and if your Attorney General of this country isn't willing to stand up and speak for this, you got a definite problem. Because every time one of us walk into a courtroom, we're going to demand of that Attorney General to speak up. 13 years is a lot of silence.
Yep. I mean...
You can't remain silent forever, and I will put this on the table right now. Why do you think all those idiots want to come to me? Because you've been silent and lied for 13 years. Not you, but the government.
Yeah.
Right? So this is why. So as police, you've got to recognise that it's the government's fault we're here. 13 years is a long silence.
As police, we're going to enforce the laws as we see them.
Well, you're obligated to follow orders. I'm warning you of a Nuremberg protocol that sits before you. Just following orders is no excuse when it comes to the law.
I've seen that.
Right.
Thank
you.
You
know
I
that
appreciate
applies.
your warning. But we're going to enforce the law. But I think you need to realise that simply because police don't enforce a law doesn't mean that it's because they believe in your
I understand that too.
Right.
But when you've got a breach of COVID in the middle of a shrine with the media in front of them, and the media are told to back off, that says something to me. You had the opportunity to fuck a whole group of people over in front of cameras for Channel 9 to go and lie on the media. Now, that's the second thing that I'll point out. We caught Channel 9 lying its fucking ass off.
Yeah. We're not here to shit on groups, mate. We're really not.
I appreciate that, and I appreciate the fact that you've taken the time out to have a proper conversation.
No, that's fine. Now, Matthew Reason, mate, I'll get him to give you a call and more in relation to Dewar. I'm sort of one step removed now.
Dewar, my main concern with Dewar right now is not that he's in jail. My main concern with Dewar right now is the fact that you got a warrant under what pretense? That's my concern.
What warrant are you talking about?
Well, he had a warrant to the progression of events that I know. On the 29th, on the 28th, he went to Picton Court, told them that he couldn't appear on the 29th. He's got an email from Picton saying that he couldn't appear.
Yep.
Narellan then issued a warrant.
That's not right.
Right? A warrant to enter his premises to go and find a gel blaster.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
So that was a warrant that we applied for.
Yeah, through Narellan Court.
Just through a court. I don't know.
Through Narellan Court.
No, it wasn't through Narellan, actually.
Right. Well, it wasn't through Picton. That's the main point.
No, it wasn't through Picton either.
Yeah, well, that's the main point.
But it's different. That's a search warrant. It's not an arrest warrant.
No, I comprehend that.
Yeah.
It triggered the arrest, which then triggered
He was always going to be arrested.
Which then triggered the breach that he'd already organised with Picton the day before.
No, so he was refused bail, like it was in the news, in the media, you would have read it. He was refused bail because he was charged with a number of matters. One of them was the
I understand. You backtracked on all three of them, offered him bail on all three of them, and then turned around and said, we're not letting you out of jail because you breached your corrective services order.
Well, so...
But you guys backtracked on all three things that caused him to
there's a lot of misinformation. Would you like me to explain to you how it works? Because I think there's some misinformation and there's some, you misinterpreting things.
Well, no, I'm seeing that you triggered something to charge him 3 times, to put him in that court, to put him in that jail. And it's those 3 charges that got him in jail. And then since he's been in jail, you've backtracked on those 3 charges?
No, he's pled guilty to one of them. I think he's pled guilty to...
He's not pled guilty to any of them.
I think he's pled guilty to the firearms offences.
Well, how can that be a firearms offence? It was a gel blaster.
It's a firearm in New South Wales.
You're kidding me?
No.
So you've gone to the point of classifying children's toys as firearms. So does a firearm need an explosive element to it to fire a bullet out?
It's a prohibited firearm in New South Wales. I'm not going to go through the definition of what a prohibited firearm is, but a gel blaster is a prohibited firearm in New South Wales.
See, so you're a military occupying force telling a family what they can and can't do.
Okay. Again, it's just It's a law that we're enforcing.
Yeah, I understand.
I'm
A
saying
foreign
to you,
military power law.
whether or not you agree with me is a moot point. It's the law in New South Wales.
Yeah, I comprehend
now,
this, and this is where the Attorney General of New South Wales needs to now stand up and speak.
Now, he was also charged with use carriage service to menace, harass, offend.
Yeah, I understand one of them. One of them's from a video which has been taken out of context because he's been talking about Milosevic and he's talking about international criminal tribunals.
Anyway,
okay.
So those I'm not going to go much further.
What the second one was. Can you clarify
I can't go,
the second one?
Well, I'm not going to go further into it. I'm speaking out of school if I do, so I'll let you speak to Matthew Reason about that.
Yeah, I literally don't need to speak to Matthew anymore because you've appeased my worries.
Right, okay.
You're not attacking my group. You're not attacking the fact that they want to call me a king. You're not attacking the fact that they want to fix this country and return to proper law. You're attacking the fact that Brett Tards are turning this into something it's not. And that's a risk not only to us, but to you. So we're both on the same page that we don't want these fuckwits around what we're doing.
No, that's right.
Okay,
and that's the only thing we really care about is just the people that might attract.
Right, so I'll do better to keep that peace, right? Because I don't want to cause a crime against peace, and I don't want to cause a crime against humanity either.
No worries.
Right, so the peace part, I will make sure that my whole entire hundreds of people get this in their heads.
All
right, and I'm mainly concerned because this Brett fuckwit, he turned up at the shrine in Melbourne and stood back. And when he went to video it, he waited until the police went to jump on my people. Right. And that's when he started videoing. And then when he stopped videoing, he published it straight on Facebook. And he started laughing at us. Oh, look at them not standing up and saying we don't have to wear masks and shit. And we weren't there for masks in any way whatsoever. We were there to consecrate our flag for our Anzac.
No, we know that.
Right?
I think you'll find that most places they allowed that to happen.
Well, we raised our land flag in opposition to your blue sea flag.
Sure.
Okay, so and that was our right, and that was shown in Melbourne. But my concern is now that these people, I don't know whether they're attacking this because they want it instead. I don't know what their modus operandi is to come along and try and defame it.
Yeah. Do
you know what I mean? And by defaming it, he has attracted all those fuckwits.
Yeah.
That's my problem. And my serious problem when Dewar got fucked around on the 29th, 30th, it was well known that Brett had triggered all of the bullshit. And no one ever visited Brett. Right? You visited Thanos and arrested him yesterday.
So I'm in the New South Wales Police. I don't have carriage of Victoria.
Yeah, I understand. Thanos, I believe... Oh, no, Thanos is in Victoria as well.
Yeah.
But do you understand what I'm saying? Like, no one's gone up to Brett and gone, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Right?
I think Victoria know about him.
Cool. Because that's my concern.
Yeah.
Right? My concern, I've spoken to the ADF, I've spoken to the chaplains in the ADF, I've spoken to the King's Domain, I've spoken to Government House, I've spoken to all these people. Everyone is aware of who Steve is. Right? Everyone is aware that I take a path of the Bible and God. Right? And that's my concern. So I'm really happy that you and I are both on the same page, that it's these fuckwits we need to deal with.
Yep, that's all we care about. We don't want to see anyone get hurt, that's all.
Well, I don't want to incite violence.
No,
I don't want
I
the police to attack my people either.
I don't think we attack anyone.
No, I didn't see it. I haven't seen it. The worst I've seen is, like I said, the BLM bullshit, and they deserve it.
Yeah.
I don't really care about that stuff. So my main concern now is, like we both said, these fuckwits.
Yeah.
So I'm going to do my best.
You know how to contact us, or you contact your local police if you've got problems and let them know?
Never call the police.
Right. You just called me. Well, you called us.
Yeah, because I'm dealing with a problem.
Righto.
Right, and we're both on the same page on this problem.
Yeah.
Right? I'm really glad that we've come to this realization.
Yeah.
All right, so
Absolutely.
that really makes me happy.
No worries.
I really appreciate your honesty as well.
No, not a problem.
All right, so what I will do now, of course, I'm going to help Dewar through this entire saga.
I understand that. That's your
but
prerogative.
on the flip side, I'm also going to go and attack these tards, and I don't mean attack them. I'm going to make out like this is the stupidity that's bringing you guys in.
Yeah.
And
we're not. I can assure you, we're not some shady organisation.
I don't see you as a shady organisation. I see you as a foreign military power stuck to some very, very serious rules.
No, but the people see the Fixated Persons Unit as some shady, secretive part of the police. It's not.
I don't.
We're not like that at all.
Looked up who you are.
Yeah.
You're an anti-terrorism group.
That's right.
Right, and you're not a Fixated Persons Unit. There is no such thing in law. You just call yourself that.
That's right.
You're an anti-terrorism unit. Stop calling yourself a Fixated Persons Unit.
Well, it's our name.
What you're proving to the people is that you're a pre-crime unit. You're the ones willing to go and fuck people over before they've committed a crime.
You're right.
Correct.
That's
exactly. You're the pre-crime unit.
That's right.
Right?
We are well, a bit of both. We do real crimes
you
as well.
You just admitted to me that you're breaking the law.
Well, that's not right.
Because you're arresting people that haven't committed crimes.
So they shouldn't arrest pedophiles who haven't touched kids.
Well, how do you know they're a pedophile? Now, you want to bring the pedophile shit up.
No, hang on. Let me say my piece. I'll just let you call me, false. So, like, let's say as a police officer, if someone talks to a pedophile online and the police officer is pretending to be a 14-year-old girl...
Oh, if they're being groomed,
then
it's not a pedophile offence, it's a grooming offence.
Well, it's a pre-crime still, isn't it?
No, it's not. That's a post-crime offence for grooming.
Right, okay.
All right, they committed an offence by trying to groom a 14-year-old girl, didn't they?
Well, that's one of the elements of a number of offences.
You've already got a crime.
Well, that's a number
to go further.
That's an element of a number of offences they could be charged
with.
But
yes,
they could be charged with.
Tried to stop him from holding an event.
No.
And then arrested him
that's where the misinformation comes in. No, Jew has been charged with offences that he committed, not future crime.
I understand that with the video. But did the video give reason for the warrant to go for the gel blaster?
The gel blaster was found as a matter of course. No, we didn't know about the gel blaster. It was found as a matter of course.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at. So if the gel blaster's not in the equation now, you're backtracking to 2 videos to get a warrant.
Well, no, we're not backtracking.
Well, I am. I'm backtracking to the point where now this gel blaster's not involved. The gel blaster's post-fact.
Yes.
So what's pre-fact? Pre-fact is that you had a video where Jew said that you should all be hung for your war crimes.
Yes.
I agree with him. If you're committing war crimes, let me take you down to the gallows. I'll pull a fucking lever myself. Right?
Well, now you're coming dangerously close to the line.
No, what I said to you earlier was this needs to go through a military tribunal because it's a war crime. I can't make those decisions. If you were to go into that war crime side, being accused of a war crime, you have every right to a defence first. Right?
Anyway, listen, I think our nice conversation's going the wrong way.
Well, that's where you've come unstuck with Dewar. You've taken it as a threat, direct, and like I've just demonstrated to you, a military tribunal would need to take place, and anybody accused of a war crime would be required to have a full defence because the law provides for that.
Right.
Okay,
I don't think you're saying that we've come unstuck with Dewar, Stephen. We're not the ones unstuck. Dewar has come unstuck.
I understand he fucked his corrective services up. This is the main point that brought you in and allowed you to fuck him over. He opened the door to let you fuck him over.
I don't think we've gone out to fuck Dewar over either.
No, I don't think you've purposely gone out of your way to do it. I just think circumstances have led to that. That's my statement.
Okay.
I'm not saying you purposely went out of your way because it's Dewar. You had no
Yeah.
idea who he was.
I know, I knew who he was.
Right? But, well, you had a back history of him. But do you
I've
see what I
met
mean?
him,
You weren't
Stephen,
there specifically
Stephen,
going, Jewer, I'm just going to go and attack him.
I've met him a few times before. I'd locked him up a couple of times before. I know who he is.
Yeah, right, okay. So you're more local to him.
No. I've had dealings with him in the past. So...
In relation to the slapping the neighbour?
No, that wasn't me.
Right, okay. No, that's all right. He's done a few funny things, which I've tried.
That's right.
Well...
And I'm just saying that you know, you get your information, and I think you misinterpret some of it.
No, I'm not. I'm putting a puzzle together, and I might be missing certain pieces.
Right.
I'll put it that way. And then
mate, I've got to get going. Listen, I've got to get going. All good. No worries. You don't want Matthew to call you?
No. I think, like I said to you before, I think we've come to an amicable platform where we both agree.
All right. No worries.
Because I'm not going to cause any belligerence. Obviously, this national security bullshit is due to a bankruptcy. What I would advise you yourself is take all your money out of your bank account and go and buy some gold and silver. They're about to crash the fucking market. That's what I would say to you. Second to that, I'm going to go and attack all these fuckwits and try and stop them from being who they are.
All right.
Right? Because we've got to honour our Anzac here. If we want our country back, it comes from grace.
Okay.
It comes from being honourable to who we are as a people. And that's not that blue flag. It's that red flag that we rose.
All right.
Right, so yes, if they want to call me the king, then I hope millions of them do.
Right.
Right? Because we have that lawful right to do so. But that puts us in
you might just want to check on that, because there are offences in relation to that. But
no, that puts us in a Pontius Pilate moment. And like I said to the police here, I'm expecting smarter people to turn up, and they weren't them.
Yep.
Right? And when I mean smarter, I'm talking Australian Defence Force. I'm talking Government House. Okay? Pontius Pilate moment is where the governor pulls you in and says, I hear they call you the king of the Jews.
Yeah, no, mate. Okay. I think at that point we're going to leave it there.
Yeah, well, you should read your Bible then. Because
okay.
That's where all the foundation of law in this country comes from.
I love
that
break you are
so,
you know, I love your passion.
Well, the Bible told me, straight up, the Bible told me not to disobey the magistrates that are occupying my land.
Okay.
Right? So the best way to deal with this is follow every law you put on the table and show no allegiance to you.
Okay.
Right? Because do you know in my
I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not
arguing with you either.
No, I'm not here to be preached. Hey, Stephen, I'm not here to be preached to either.
You can't change someone's heart, is what I'm saying. And
I'm not trying to.
Made that decision. You can't change that. And I'm saying 13 years of government silence is what caused it.
I'm not trying to change the way you see the world.
Well, if you want to stop this, you need to turn around to that Attorney General and say, it's time for you to answer up.
I don't think we need to stop anything. What do I need to stop? What are you doing? There's nothing that you're doing that I need to stop.
Thank you. Hit the nail on the head. We're doing nothing wrong because this is our country and we have every right to be loyal to it.
That's right.
Bingo.
Just like those Q people.
Yeah, in America that have turned America into what it is today, fucking brilliant.
Mate, everyone is entitled to their beliefs. Scientologists are entitled to their beliefs.
Thank you. Article 18 is the ICCPR. I have the right to think what I want, speak what I want, and impart information with others any way I see fit. And
I'm not going to stop you doing that.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome.
You have a good day.
Really brilliant conversation. Really appreciate it, and really appreciate to know that we're on the same page.
No worries. You look after yourself, okay?
Yeah, awesome, mate. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.